Hello, and welcome to Personal Economics, your go-to channel for breaking down the big economic stories affecting Americans. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about elections in recent history, Zohran Mamdani's victory as the 111th mayor of New York City. On November 4, 2025, Mamdani, a 34-year-old Democratic Socialist, clinched the win with 50.4% of the vote, edging out former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Sliva. This makes him the first Muslim and South Asian mayor of the Big Apple, and the youngest in over a century. But beyond the historic headlines, what does this mean for New York City's economy? NYC accounts for about 5% of the US GDP, so the ripple effects could be huge. We'll break down Mamdani's background, his key economic policies, the potential upsides and downsides, and what everyday New Yorkers, and investors nationwide, can expect. Let's get into it. First off, who is Zohran Mamdani, and how did he pull off this upset? Born in Uganda to Indian parents, his mom is the acclaimed filmmaker Mira Nair, Mamdani moved to New York as a kid. He cut his teeth in politics as a state assemblyman representing Astoria, Queens, where he's been a vocal member of the Democratic Socialists of America, DSA. His campaign slogan? Make New York affordable again. And boy, did that resonate. Voter turnout hit a record high since 1969, with over 2 million ballots cast. Young voters under 45 backed him by a whopping 43-point margin, along with strong support from middle and low-income neighborhoods, immigrants, and minorities. Why did he win? Simple, New Yorkers are hurting economically. The cost of living in NYC has skyrocketed. Residents now spend 131% more on basics than in 2000, while incomes have only risen 71%. Rent, groceries, childcare, it's all out of control. Mamdani tapped into that frustration, promising bold changes. He didn't just win, he dominated in areas where people feel the pinch the most. Critics say his socialist label scared off Wall Street, but supporters argue it's exactly what the city needs after years of inequality. Now, let's zoom in on Mamdani's core economic agenda. His platform is all about tackling affordability head-on, with policies aimed at housing, transportation, childcare, food access, and small businesses. Here's the breakdown. Starting with housing, Mamdani's flagship promise is to freeze rents for the city's 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. How? By stacking the Rent Guidelines Board with progressive members who'll vote for zero increases, or even reductions. He also wants to build 200,000 units of social housing through a new public agency, funded by bonds and redirecting city resources. This isn't cheap, estimates put the tab in the billions over a decade, but Mamdani argues it'll pay off by increasing supply and driving down market rents long-term. Critics warn it could discourage private developers, leading to less new construction and worsening shortages. Next up, free buses. Mamdani plans to make all MTA buses fare-free, costing around $700 million a year. Funding? Reallocating from the city's massive $116 billion budget, plus cracking down on fare evasion savings. The idea is to boost mobility for low-wage workers, reduce traffic congestion, and even cut emissions. Pilot programs in other cities show this can increase ridership by 20 to 30%, potentially adding to economic productivity as people get to jobs easier. Childcare is another big one. Mamdani's pushing for universal, free childcare for kids aged 0 to 5, with an estimated annual cost of $7 billion. To pay for it, he'd hike taxes on millionaires by 2% and bump corporate rates. Economists say this could be a game changer. More parents, especially moms, back in the workforce could boost NYC's GDP by billions. Studies from places like Quebec show universal childcare increases female labor participation by up to 8%, leading to higher family incomes and tax revenues. Then there's food security. Mamdani wants to open 5 pilot public supermarkets in food deserts, areas where fresh groceries are hard to come by. Cost: about $60 million up front. These stores would sell staples at below market prices, competing with big chains and helping families stretch their dollars. It's inspired by models in Europe, where public markets have stabilized prices during inflation spikes. Small businesses get some love too. Mamdani proposes a mom and pop czar to cut red tape, slashing fines by 50% and speeding up permits. He'd also push for a $30/hour citywide minimum wage, though that needs state approval. Proponents say higher wages mean more spending power for workers, benefiting local shops. But small biz owners worry it could force closures if costs rise too fast. Overall funding? Mamdani's eyeing progressive taxes, raising rates on the ultra-wealthy and corporations, which a recent poll shows is popular nationwide. He points to NYC's billionaire class, folks who spent over $40 million trying to stop him, as a revenue source. But here's the rub, the city comptroller projects a multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall already. And with Governor Kathy Hochul signaling no new state taxes, Mamdani might have to scale back or find creative workarounds. So, what can New York City expect economically under Mayor Mamdani? Let's weigh the pros and cons. On the positive side, these policies could supercharge the middle and working classes. Free buses and childcare mean more disposable income. Families could save thousands annually, pumping money back into local economies. Higher minimum wages and rent freezes might reduce inequality, which NYC's Gini coefficient shows is worse than the national average. Economists like those at the Democracy Collaborative argue Mamdani's 5 key policies, housing, transit, care, food, and biz support, could create a virtuous cycle. More affordable living leads to higher productivity, more jobs, and sustained growth. Imagine, women re-entering the workforce adds to labor supply, small businesses thrive with less bureaucracy and wealthier customers. Long-term, building public housing could stabilize real estate markets, making NYC more attractive to young talent. But there are real risks. Wall Street is freaking out, billionaires fear socialism will drive them away, taking jobs and tax revenue with them. We've seen post-COVID exoduses, higher taxes could accelerate that. Rent controls might deter investment, leading to deteriorating buildings and black markets, as seen in past NYC experiments. The Wall Street Journal notes that without state or federal buy-in, Mamdani's plans could balloon the deficit, forcing cuts elsewhere like policing or schools. Plus, with Donald Trump back in the White House threatening to withhold federal funds over progressive policies, NYC's reliance on billions in Medicaid and SNAP could be at risk. Small businesses, while getting some relief, might struggle with wage hikes. CNBC reports mixed feelings among Main Street owners. A realistic outlook? Mamdani's already signaling pragmatism by appointing Dean Fulayan, a budget hawk from the de Blasio era, as his deputy. Many proposals need Albany's okay, so expect compromises. Think Bill de Blasio 2.0, big promises, mixed results. In 2026-27, watch for metrics like job growth, rent trends, and deficit size. If employment rises and rents dip without a mass exodus, it could be a win. But if businesses flee and budgets bust, critics will say I told you so. For investors, keep an eye on real estate stocks, REITs tied to NYC might dip short term. Small biz sectors like retail could see volatility. For families, potential quick wins on transit and care could ease daily burdens. In the end, New York City under Mamdani will be a live experiment in progressive economics. Can a socialist mayor make the world's financial capital more equitable without breaking it? Time will tell, but one thing's sure, the stakes are high for America's economic engine. What do you think? Will Mamdani deliver a boom or a bust? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if you want more post-election analysis, and subscribe for updates on how Trump's policies clash with blue cities like NYC. Thanks for watching Diaris's Personal Economics. Stay informed, stay ahead.